So in the last two classes in the procurement, we discussed about suppliers part. And we also discussed about the supplier roles also. In how many ways we can create the supplier also. That also we have discussed. We can create supplier manually. And we can upload using a PDA. And coming to registration, we have two types of registrations. One is internal and another one is external. Okay. Coming to supplier business types. Two types of suppliers are there: prospective and spend authorized. Supplier. Okay. So spend authorized supplier is approved for everything. You can create a PO and you can create a PR. You can also create a PA, nothing but purchase agreement, and you can create you can do the bidding also. Okay. But in case of prospective, you're only doing the bidding. Okay. PO and then purchase agreement creation is not allowed. The PA is nothing but purchase agreement. Now we'll work on the second section, that is procurement foundation. And here we will discuss these setups now. Coming to the first setup is payment term. Nothing but when you are purchasing something, what is the payment term? Nothing but in how many days you make the payment. You make the payment immediately, or you make the payment in 15 days or 30 days. What is the payment term? So in the purchase order, we have to specify the payment term. Okay. So we'll define first payment terms. This user is an implementation user. And in another browser, I'm going to log in as this business user. I'm navigating to procurement. From the procurement, we are planning to work on procurement foundation. We are done with this task list. We finished with the suppliers task list, and we have configured the setups related to suppliers. Now procurement foundation. In the procurement foundation, first setup is payment term. Main is payment terms. Oracle provided predefined payment terms here. The predefined payment terms are immediate, and net 30. Okay. So I think around the 6 to 7 predefined payment terms are provided. So if you need anything extra, then you have to create. You have to ask the client, okay, what are the payment terms that you are using? Give me the data. If the client is giving the same predefined payment terms, no need to create. Okay. The same we can use. But if the client is giving more than that, then we have to create in the application. So here in the payment term screen, these are all the payment terms. But this is the combination of the payment terms provided by Oracle and also student created payment terms. You know how to verify which is the Oracle provided payment term? I'll show you the way. Suppose if you take immediate, and which is having the old date also, that is one more thing to identify. And then if you, about this record, you can see this is a predefined payment term provided by Oracle. Okay. So if the client is asking the immediate payment term, then do you require to create? No, it's already available in the application. Not required to create. But what you have to do is that payment term, that particular payment term, you have to assign to your reference data set. By default, they are assigned to common. These are predefined. Common is also predefined reference data set, right? common also predefined reference data set or not? By default, they are assigned to the common. In case for your BU, if you are using common, reference data set, then no problem. For your BU, if you are using your own reference data set, let's take you are using 53K RDS, then what you have to do, these payment terms you have to assign to your reference data set also. Clear? You have to assign the predefined payment terms to the reference data set that you are using for your BU. Okay. And how to create a new payment term? I will show you. Here you can assign. You see here, you click on the plus button and you can assign the payment term to your reference data set. Here. Now I'm planning to show you the new payment term. Okay. So I'm hitting the plus button. 53K 10 days, net 10. The terminology net 10 is nothing but 10 days time. Okay, let me also add, let me do one thing. Net 50 I'm planning to add. And that to see the name, observe the name, how I'm creating. 1% discount, 2% discount if paid in 20 days. 1% discount if paid in 30 days. So total time, how much time I'm giving? I'm giving 50 days time, but if the amount is paid in 20 days, he'll get 2% discount. But if he paid in 30 days, he'll get 1% discount. How to configure this type of situation, I'll explain you now. In the installment part, total 100% is due in how many days? 50 days. 100% due has to be paid in 50 days. Okay. And if paid in 20 days, 2% discount. And if paid in 30 days, 1% discount. See here how I configured. If paid in 20 days, 2% discount. If paid in 30 days, 1% discount. Okay. Now, if you are using common, then you assign this reference data set to the common. Okay. Or if you are using your own reference data set, assign to your own reference data set. Okay. How we can come to know whether our BU we are using this one or common? You know, right? The setup, you know, right? Where to refer? Ajay, can you hear me? Ajay, are you there? Ajay, can you hear me? Trying to mute him, but Zoom is not allowing to mute him. Ajay, kindly mute yourself. We're getting little disturbance from your side. Okay. So I think you understood, right, how to configure this kind of situation. Total amount to be paid in 50 days. The total amount is nothing but 100% amount. And this is the first discount. And then this is a second discount. And I'm trying to assign this to the reference data set. Which reference data set I'm trying to assign? 53 IND RDS. Now let us cross check for our business unit, which reference data set we are using for the payment terms, especially for the payment terms. You remember the screen, but I'm repeating the explanation to give you more clarity. From the organization structure, procurement and organization structure,
business unit, business functions.
Business unit, set assignment. Business unit, set assignment. Suppose if you click on that, again is the payment term. So let's cross check here. Here I'm searching with the payment term opposite. And this is what payment term? This is payable payment term. This is payable. Okay. And So right now it is selected to what? Common. But we created under, we assigned to which reference data set? This reference data set. Okay. I'm selecting this particular reference data set. Understood? So just make sure that the payment term that you assigned, the payment term that you assigned, that reference data set should be linked to the payment term object here. Everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if you want to assign to common as well, you can assign to the common also. But here from the drop down, it seems to be common is not displaying. Why common is not displaying? Let me. Why common is not displaying? Again, this is like a chart of account issue. Okay, it is a drop down field and it is restricted to, I think, maybe 50 values, something like that. And that's why it is displaying till A only. Okay. And why our reference data set is displayed? Because our reference data set starts with the number. Okay. So the sequence to display in this drop down is first is the special characters, after that numbers, after that alphabetical order sequence. Okay. So common is not showing up here. It's not showing up here. So we have assigned to our reference data set. That is fine. Okay. Now since I selected new and then let me select something and then here the problem is there is no option to clear the new row that you're trying to add. No option to clear it. So just select some reference data set and save it. Okay, so clear with the payment term. Okay, and for some design reason, I don't know what is the reason. The immediate payment term, whatever the immediate payment term is there, that you have to assign to your reference data set also. If you are using or not using, you have to assign to your reference data set. If the client is using immediate payment term or not, but the immediate payment term has to be assigned to your reference data set. That to the seeded one. The students might be creating the, you see here, students has created immediate one, and there is one more immediate is there. Okay, so students are creating with the same name multiple by changing here. You see what is the change with the seeded payment term with the user created payment term. This is upper, I is uppercase, nothing but capital letter. Here I is small letter. So small changes are there. So what you do is you pick up the seeded payment term, identify the seeded one, and then assign the seeded immediate payment term to your reference data set. Okay. If you don't do this, in one of the setup, we'll get an error. Okay. Clear? Next configuration is freight terms. I think you understood, right? Why immediate payment term is assigned to our reference data set. There is some error which we'll face in the next couple of configurations. That's why we need to assign immediate payment term to your reference data set. Next is freight terms. So these freight terms and payment terms you'll select at the time of creating the purchase order. Coming to freight terms, also predefined freight terms are there. I'll show you. Procurement foundation and switch to all tasks. And here, yeah, you see freight terms, it's a lookup. Freight terms is a lookup. I'm navigating there into the freight terms. And here, a lot of freight terms are created here. I think it's tough to find. Let me see. Yeah. The seeded freight terms here starts with Aura. No. Let me see. There are a lot of items created over here. I'm trying to catch up trying to see the predefined items. This should be actually the seeded one. Yeah, Subhani, this is a seeded one. And there should be something called collect and so checking them. Another 3 to 4 seeded payment term should be there. Actually, I remember they starts with Aura. The lookup code, it starts with Aura. I don't know why they are not displaying here. Okay, I think I'm wasting the time. So Oracle provided the predefined items also. So they are, just we have seen none, nothing but no freight. Freight is not applicable. And there is something called collect. That's a seeded freight term. And also, I think something called buyer also, something is there. I can't remember exact names, but 3 to 4 seeded freight terms are there. Okay? And you can create your own freight terms also. I can open and show you from the other application, but this is a very small topic, and I don't want to spend that much time on this topic. That's the reason I'm continuing by creating a new freight term over here. And 53K. $53K. I'm configuring like this. This is nothing but 53K added in the price. Nothing but sometimes we don't charge freight terms, freight cost separately, transportation cost we don't charge separately. We add that in the product cost itself. We add that in the product price itself. So when you're creating a purchase order, if you select this, that means the freight is already added in the price. One of the example this is. Okay, clear? The position of this lookup in the drop down, let it be in the third position. The drop down, let it be in the third. It means it's your wish. In the drop down, it has to be displayed in which position? First position, or second position, or third position. It's up to you. Okay. And enter the start date. Clear? It's a lookup. Now, next configuration is carriers. So when you are creating a purchase order, you can select the payment term and you can select the freight term. Okay, the agreed payment term with the supplier, you can enter in the PO. The agreed freight term with the supplier, you can enter in the PO. And coming to carriers, you can also mention your preferred carrier also. Nothing but you like to receive the product through DHL or FedEx or DTDC. What is your preferred carrier? Okay, you can select that at the time of creating the purchase order. Okay, ship the product by DTDC or ship the product by FedEx or DHL. Okay, so for that we have to create the carriers in the application. I'll show you how to create carriers. So the supplier company may be relying on the third-party carriers, or maybe they have their own carrier also. Maybe they can take the help from DHL or FedEx, okay, or maybe they have their own carrier company also. Maybe they are transporting on their own. Here, under the procurement foundation itself, I'm navigating to manage carriers. Click on manage carriers. And 53K, I'm creating DHL. And click on the plus button. Service level is nothing but second day air. And mode of transport, I'm selecting air. The combination of mode of transport, service level, carrier name is called as a ship method. It is called as a ship method is a combination of mode of transport, service level, and carrier. And you have to make sure this need to be assigned to the inventory ordination. I'm assigning to both Bangalore and Hyderabad inventory ordinations. Okay. Now, if I click on the plus button again, I can create one more ship method. This time service level I'm selecting. Door to door, and mode of transport I'm selecting, you see here, bike or mini auto or mini bus. So these values we can create, whatever you see in the drop down, these values we can create for the service level, for the mode of transport, these values we can create. Again, the combination of mode of transport, service level, and carrier is a ship method. So assign the second ship method to the inventory ordinations. So whatever we are configuring, these three setups, they're actually common to the purchase order and common to the sales order. Nothing but if you define ship methods, you can use in the sales order or you can use in the purchase order. Same with the freight terms also. Freight terms can be used in the sales order, can be used in the purchase order also. Common. Payment terms also common. I meant to say common in the sense, if you create, you can use in the sales order, you can use in the purchase order also. Sir, where we define the service levels and mode of transport, there is a lookup. I will show you lookup. We have to navigate to the lookup. Here, manage carrier lookups. If you go there, in the meaning field, since you don't know the exact lookup name, in the meaning field, search with mode of transport. I would like to see the lookup related to mode of transport. Okay, you see here mode of transport, and here you see bike and mini auto, okay, and mini bus, truck. Okay, here you can create your own value for the mode of transport. Clear? And service level also. Service levels. Here you can see. I think what we have used in the service level, I think we use second day, right? second air. Okay, this is available here, and also we used door to door. Okay. Clear? So clear with the three configurations, right? You're good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And we are done with the payment terms, and we just discussed about the right terms. Now the next is line types. Coming to the line types also, predefined line types are available. Predefined. One is goods, and another one is fixed price service. Fixed price service, and the third new line type provided by Oracle is credit. This is, I think, given in the 22C, I think. This is a new line type. It's a new feature which is given in the 22C. Earlier, only two line types are available. So what is meant by line type? When you are placing for a purchase order, when you are creating a purchase order for laptop, you are creating a purchase order for laptop, it's a good or it's a service? It's a goods, right?
Yeah, it's a
It's
good.
a goods. So in the purchase order, line type has to be selected with goods. Okay. And suppose if you take our transaction, I am your supplier, right? And you have placed a purchase order for goods or service?
Service.
Service.
Service. So service also here, you're paying me fixed cost, nothing but 25,000. You have to deliver this service to me. It will take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. You don't worry about it. It's a fixed price service, right? You're paying me 25K and you are taking the service for me. Suppose if I get an order from the company, a big company, and they're asking to train their employees, then that means what they do, they create a purchase order to TechLead IT company. So TechLead IT is a supplier for them. So when they are creating a purchase order, they should select which line type? Fixed price service line type. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this credit line type is nothing but when you're buying something from the supplier, you get credit. Actual product is 10,000, and the supplier is going to offer you the credit of 2,000 or 3,000. So the credit get deducted from the original price, right? Suppose in the purchase order, when you're placing a purchase order, so as part of the line 1, you selected goods line type, and you are ordering for some printer. Okay, the printer cost is, let us take 50,000. And you are getting in the next line, you can actually add the credit line. Nothing but you are getting a credit from the supplier, and how much credit you are getting here, you can enter 3,000. So this is a negative line. Okay. Then what is the total purchase order value here?
47,000.
47,000. 47,000 is the total purchase order value because you are getting 3,000 credit from the supplier. So you're actually capturing that credit. You can directly enter 47,000 also here. But where is the history? If you enter 50,000, you can clearly see, okay, last time supplier has given me 3,000 credit. Now this time I can ask for more, or maybe according to the situation, you can demand the supplier. Instead of entering 40,000, if you enter 3,000 like this by entering a credit line, you have the history in the application in the system. Okay. And later also you can generate the report. So for so-and-so supplier, how much credit that I received for this quarter or for this year, you can generate a report also based on this information. Okay. Credit line type is a negative line type. Clear, team? It's a negative. It's a 22TC new feature. Good, right? Good with the predefined line types. Actually, these predefined line types are enough. We need not to create a new line type. But if you want, you can create a new line type also. Let us take your frequently purchasing trainings. Your frequently purchasing trainings. Then you can create another line type, especially exclusively for the trainings. I'll show you. And you can select at the time of creating a purchase order, you can select the line type as trainings instead of goods or credit. You can select the training as a line type because you are purchasing that very frequently and you want to create a separate line type exclusively for that. Okay, you can create something called training. I'll show you. Purchasing line types. Okay, so here, you see all this stuff. This is students created stuff. And I'll show you the seeded one. In goods, this is the one. And if I go to about this record, somebody, let me check this. Here the problem is the seeded payment term can be modified. The name can be modified. You see here. That's why maybe I don't know the predefined or seeded payment term is changed to which name. We don't know. It's a goods actually the name, but somebody maybe change it to something else also. That's why we don't know. That's why you should not touch the predefined settings. You should not touch. You have to create your own. I don't know the predefined one is changed to which one here. Because the name field, whatever you see the name field, it's updatable. So somebody might have updated the name of the seeded line type. And then credit. Let's see the credit line type. Nobody has changed it. The name. Okay. If I change it to something else, and even it won't display to me as well. Okay. Okay, now how you can identify a new feature? You can see the record history. This is recently delivered. When this is given, not even 22 seats given, 23.
B.
It's which month? February, right?
Sorry.
23.
Yes.
Okay, clear. How to identify the new feature? Understood. This is how you can identify. Okay, it's a seeded one. It's given recently. And there is one more line type I explained that is also seeded fixed price services. Coming to goods, somebody updated the name. Clear? Now you can create your own line type also. Let me create a new line type exclusively. I'm creating one for trainings. Okay. Name, description, and code. So training, you pay for quantity wise or you pay, fixed amount. Okay. When you select fixed amount, nothing but I'll pay you 5 lakhs. You have to deliver training for my employees. I'll pay you 5 lakhs. If you select quantity, for 10 candidates, 10 candidates is the quantity here. For 10 candidates, what is the amount? For 20 candidates, what is the amount? For one candidate, what is the amount? Okay. Quantity based. This is quantity based, and you can select fixed amount based also. Okay. So the training is quantity based or amount based. So when you select amount based, when you are creating a purchase order, you are not allowed to enter the quantity. When you are creating a purchase order, you are not allowed to enter the quantity because when you select amount means I'll pay you fixed amount. Quantity, no need of quantity. Okay, you have to deliver that to me. Understood? Quantity and amount clear? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Amount is fixed amount. Okay. I don't enter quantity at the time of creating the purchase order. Okay. I'll pay you 50,000 or 5 lakhs, you deliver. Quantity means, okay, for one quantity, what is the price? For two quantity, what is the price? For 10 quantity, what is the price? Your purchase is based on the quantity or based on the amount. For trainings, I'm selecting amount because I'll pay fixed amount. It could be one quantity or two quantity or whatever. Okay. It's a service, right? Training is a service. It's a good, it's not a good, it's a service. So product type should be service. And coming to match approval, this matching is nothing but after the PO is created, later we have to create invoice, right? Later we have to create invoice.
Yes.
And again is the invoice, we make the payment to the supplier. Normally, you know, what is the process? The normal process is you know, purchase order, you create a PO and you receive, this is a process. And then later, you know, invoice creation. And then later, finally, we make the payment. And after making the payment, we have to post it into our books, nothing but ledger. We have to post this into our book, nothing but ledger. This is the flow actually. Okay, when you're creating invoice, so the invoice has to be created with the PO quantity or received quantity. Received quantity.
Receive
okay?
quantity.
So that's, I mean, in case of services, you know, you don't receive. Sometimes you don't receive, right? In case of, are you receiving anything from me? Are you receiving anything from me?
No.
No, right?
No.
Then you can select here two-way matching. Two-way matching is nothing but invoice quantity or invoice amount is matched with the PO quantity. That's it. Two. Here, two things we are matching. What is that? PO and invoice. That's why this is called as two-way match. Clear? Clear, right? Two-way match.
Yes, sir.
In case of services, you can select two-way match because invoice amount is matched with the PO amount. Okay. So here, if any deviation is there, it will go to invoice hold. Nothing but you are creating invoice for more than ordered. Ordered is 5 lakhs, but you are creating invoice for 7 lakhs. Then it goes to the hold. Invoice holds. That's a finance topic. Okay, but you understood what is two-way match, right? And what is three-way match? When you're matching PO quantity and then received quantity with the invoice quantity, that's called as three-way match. Okay, I have given the table in the application in the document. You can see here, if you scroll to the right hand side, I have given a couple of tables. In these tables, you can see what is two-way. Two-way is matching PO with the invoice. Three-way is matching PO with the received quantity and invoice quantity. There is something called four-way also. Four-way is matching the PO quantity, received quantity with the accepted quantity. After receiving, how much you accepted? How much you accepted? I think what after receiving, you have performed inspection. Out of your inspection, you have accepted only few quantity because the remaining quantity got damaged. So four-way matching is nothing but matching with the PO received and then accepted quantity with the invoice. That is four-way. Understood? Two-way, three-way, four-way. But here, you know, if you choose two-way, what will happen is at the time of creating the PO, and if you select this line type, then system is going to default this match approval as two-way in the PO. So in the purchase order, this two-way, three-way is defaulting from the line type. Clear? So
Yes, sir.
whatever you selected the line type, and if you select that line type in the PO creation, and that will be defaulted here as two-way match option. Okay.
Okay.
Now invoice match option. Yeah, I know I would like to, since there is no receipt for trainings, I would like to match with the order. Invoice I want to match with the order, not with the receipt. I'm selecting order. And this receipt cost tolerance is nothing but if you enter 100% here, if you enter 100% here, normally in case of purchase order, you know, the statuses are like this. The purchase order statuses, your statuses. What is the first status? Incomplete. Incomplete is nothing but you have not submitted for the approval. You just created the document. And later when you submit for approval, what is the status? Awaiting approval. Once we receive the approvals, then the status is open. In case of EBS, the status is approved, but in Fusion, the status is open. After that, once you receive the quantity, once you receive ordered quantity, the status is closed for receiving. Once you receive full quantity, you ordered 100 quantity and you receive 100, then what is the status? Closed for receiving. And suppose you have invoiced the total quantity, what is the status? Closed for invoicing. Actually, no, the status is directly closed because you're done with the receiving, you're done with the invoicing. That's why the status is changed to closed. Okay. There are a couple of statuses are there. So here, an example, here in case of trainings, are you receiving anything physically? No. That's why, you know, if you set this to 100%, system will not look for the receipt. System will not look for the receipt for that PO. 100%, you ignore it. I don't receive. I don't receive the full 100%, ignore it. Understood? So that the moment you create a PO, the status is changed to closed for receiving. It won't look for any receipt to be made in the application. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Would you
Yes,
please
sir.
repeat the
Yes, sir.
point? Receipt closed
What is
tolerance.
the first of all, when we get the status, once you receive the total quantity, you'll get the status. But in case of trainings, do you receive anything? We don't receive anything. When you don't receive anything, you want the PO status to be closed. That's why I'm entering 100% here. If I enter 100%, what will happen? After the PO is created, system won't wait for the receipt. It will immediately change the status to closed for receiving. Because we don't want to receive. Clear?
Yes,
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Good with everyone?
Yes,
That
sir.
means after
Yes,
approval,
sir.
automatically the line status
After
will be
approval, yes.
closed. Okay.
Yes, after approval.
And Krishna, in the match approval level and invoice match option, in both the cases, we are comparing the invoice amount with the PO amount, right?
Yes, yes.
What is the difference here? Two-way and then order.
Here actually, since we are selecting two-way and
Mhm.
suppose if I select three-way,
Okay.
then you know, you have both are hand in hand actually.
Okay.
For here, I don't have good example to explain you. Okay, and then maybe in the next screens I'll explain you. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, sir, so better we should know for services, we should know better this combination, right? So it's a best practice, right? For services, we should know, select the two-way and invoice match option, we should select the order. That combination we should know, right?
We don't actually create the POs in real time. Okay, it's created by the business users. They know what to select.
Okay.
They know what to select, sir. Okay, for which PO, what they want to select. And also you see here, this data has to be given by them only. You have to ask simply, you want any Oracle provided these three predefined, you know, payment terms. You need anything extra. If you need anything extra, you give me this data. For that line type, you want me to select purchase basis what or match approval or match option, what you want me to select, give me the data and then create in the application.
Okay. Okay, sir. Got it.
But these default values can be editable while creating the PO, right?
Yeah, whatever you are selecting, that is defaulted to the PO, nothing but receipt post tolerance, invoice match option, everything get defaulted at the time of creating the PO. Okay. In the PO level, you can edit. Suppose in the
Okay.
PO level, it's defaulted to two-way. You want to change it to three-way, you can change it.
Okay.
You can edit at the time of creating the purchase order.
Okay.
Okay, everyone good?
Yes, sir.
This is fine. I mean, anyone is not clear with the explanation?
Clear, sir.
Yes, madam, relation is there. So here, based on this, you actually select here. So simply, for goods line type, it's always goods only. For goods line type. Okay, and for the services, suppose, if it is fixed amount, it's actually a service. But, if it is quantity, you see here it's defaulting to goods also. Nothing but here, one more example, you are purchasing antivirus. How many antiviruses you are purchasing? You are purchasing 5 antiviruses. That is 5 is nothing but quantity, right? So in that case, you select a quantity, purchase base as quantity. Obviously, this is also actually service. This is actually service. Antivirus that you are purchasing is nothing but a service. So generally for service line types, we select service only. Okay. We select service only. In case of goods, for goods line type, we select goods here. I think we are spending a lot of time here, but let me explain your question. So if it is a goods line type, you select here goods, and then product type, you select goods itself. In case of goods, you won't select service, right? In case of service line type, you select service. Okay, I don't want to spend more time because, this is small topics. Already today for explaining these small topics, I have spent a lot of time. So these are silly topics, payment terms, freight terms, carriers, line type. These 4 topics are small topics. And I spent almost, 45 minutes time here. And I would like to go with the next setup because there are a lot of important and critical configurations out there. If you are spending a lot of time on these topics, we cannot spend more time there. So let's spend more time there. I'm navigating to common options for payables and procurement. This setup. This is the one. This is actually financial setup. In real time, this is handled by the financial consultant in real time. It's handled by the financial consultants. It's a common setup between procurement and financials. So here, you have to enter a couple of accounts here. The liability account you have to enter. You have to enter the liability account. Sir, when the liability account comes into picture, you create a PO and you received and created invoice. Before you make the payment, it's a liability to the company, right? It's a company liability, right? It's up gadandi. You have to pay. It's a liability, right?
Yes, sir.
When the liability account is going to
Yes.
hit, after the invoice is generated, till you make the payment, it's a company liability. So prepayment in case of advanced payments. In case of advanced payment, it's going to hit this account. I'm randomly picking some account, but in real time, the proper account has to be entered here. But this setup is taken care by the financial consultant. Discounts, in case of any discounts, if we get, then it has to go to this discount account. I'm entering some discount account here and conversion rate, variance, gain and loss. So this is because of the exchange rates. Okay, today, you created invoice for $100. $100, suppose today exchange rate is 80 rupees. That means what is the invoice amount in Indian currency? Invoice you created for $100. As for today exchange rate, it's 80 rupees. Then what is the
80.
invoice amount?
8K.
80,000, sir.
80,000. 80 into, sorry, 100 into $100 into 80.
8,000, sir.
8,000. But you are making the payment after 1 week or maybe after 1 month. That time conversion rate is 82 rupees. Then what is the amount that you are making to the supplier?
8,200.
8,200. How much is the loss?
200.
That goes to this loss account. Understood? Conversion rate, variance, gain and loss. Understood, team?
Yes.
Sir.
So this realized gain and distribution, I'm not sure about it. I'm just filling the account here. Since it is a mandatory field, I'm filling the account here. Realized gain, distribution and loss. Since it is mandatory, I fill this account. And here you have to know something called accruals. It's important topic. Everyone with me, please put all your focus here. Please put all your focus here. Purchase order, receipt. After that, the data. You know, this data, using this data, what in the payable application. This is purchasing application. And there is something called payables application. Okay, in the payables application, what you do, you create invoice and you make the payment. This is what you do in the payable application. You will make the payment. Here, today you are receiving, but you are invoicing after 1 week. After 1 week. Till that time, the data is in the accruals. Till that time, the data is in the accruals. Before the invoice generation. Before the invoice generation, the data is in which place? It's in the accruals. It's in the accruals. And during the month end, nothing but during every month end, we also run accruals report also. We also run an accruals report also. There you can see for which POs the invoice is not generated. There is something called anyone from finance year? Anyone from finance year? Anybody knows financial model here? No? Do you remember a report called uninvoiced accruals report? Uninvoiced accruals report. There is some report called uninvoiced accrual reports that will report the accrual information, nothing but which is not invoiced. I'm looking for a good example to explain you here. we should know the conceptual knowledge on this, even though it's a finance topic, but conceptual knowledge is required. That's why I'm trying to look for some examples for you. Okay, I'm not finding a good example for this. I'll prepare some example for you. And I will tell you that tomorrow. Because to cover this part, the accruals part, I should also tell you the accounting entry. With the accounting entry, if I explain you, that will give a good clarity for you. Accounting entry is nothing but after the PO is received, receiving inspection account and then accrual account gets hit. After invoice generation, liability and the accrual account get reversed. So I'll cover that with some examples tomorrow. Okay, for the accruals. So here there is something called for expense items at receipt and period end. These two options I'll cover tomorrow. Okay. These two I'll cover tomorrow. I'm just closing the page. I'll come back to this page tomorrow and I'll cover those two options. Okay. So in the screen, what I have entered, liability account, whatever is important, mandatory accounts that we have entered, liability account, prepayment account, conversion rate, gain and loss, and then discount taken account, realized gain and distribution. So here you put it to any option for our practice purpose, no problem. You can select any option out of these two. But if you select this, what happens? If you select this, what happens? I will explain you tomorrow. So tomorrow is an important session because tomorrow I'm going to cover the requisition options and then PO options. If I open requisition options, requisition business function options, if I open this, so here, whatever the settings that you see, I think I selected 52. Okay, it's fine. Whatever the settings that you see, that will control your requisition document. Your requisition document. Suppose if I select procurement, these settings, it will control your PO. It will control your PO. These settings, whatever all these options are there. We should know the importance of each and every checkbox. So tomorrow it's a pure theory session. It's a pure theory session, but it's an important session because I'll be covering the importance of all these checkboxes and all these fields. These two configurations are the heart of the procurement module. These two configurations. Okay, don't miss tomorrow's session. Please attend the session. So today we have finished, defining these four. And we are in the middle of this in the sense I have to explain you the accruals. If I explain the accruals, this topic is also completed. After that, tomorrow I'll cover these three topics: requisition business function options, change order template, and procurement business function options. Very, very important topics. Any questions in today's session, please? Any questions from the previous sessions? Any doubts, team? For another 1 week, I am free. I don't have next batch. Okay, please utilize my time. If you're having any generic doubts from the previous classes, any practice related doubts are there, you can ask me after the class. I'm available. I can stay back even half an hour also, because I don't have next batch for another 1 week. We plan for a new batch from the 19th onwards. New batch from the 19th onwards in the 8 to 9 time. Batch number 54 from 19th onwards. If you're having any friends, you can refer to us. And if you want to again continue in that batch also, you can continue. I mean, one more time if you want, you can attend in that batch also. But don't attend in the first week, attend from the next week onwards. If you attend in the first week, everybody feel, oh, 40 members are there, 50 members are there. Whether faculty will give us preference or not to ask questions. Many students are there. They may think of all these aspects. Okay, that's why don't join in the starting classes. Starting classes, right? Anyway, user creation, roles and all. That's the basics only, and you can start from the next week. Okay. Any doubts?
Krishna, I have one doubt from the previous class
Okay.
regarding the auto provision rule. To
Okay.
assign the roles automatically after creating an employee.
Okay.
I had created a auto provision rule based on department and job. Okay. And after that, I created an employee. I have selected the particular department and job. Employee got created, but roles were not assigned automatically.
Okay.
I sent all the screenshot and login details.
Okay.
In
It
email.
could be maybe a clash, madam. Okay, I know this issue. A lot of rules are created in the application, right? A lot of rules are created.
Okay.
That's why maybe there could be some clash, and the system is unable to predict one particular rule to assign the roles automatically to your user. Okay, and maybe you can try one more by creating another rule with another unique condition.
I created a rule with the unique department and job which I created.
I understand that. Okay, but generally other rules also created with a combination of department and job, right? Okay, that's a problem. But setup wise, it's good only. But in this application, lot of rules has been created. That's why maybe the issue. Or maybe you can try in the fresh demo instance.
Okay, fine. I'll try it.
Yeah, fresh demo instance you can try. Okay.
Okay.
And in the demo instance, if you want to try that, you don't need to create your enterprise structure.
Correct. I can use the Vision.
You can use Vision. Okay. You hire employee under Vision.
Okay.
Yeah, you try there.
Okay, sure, Krishna. Thanks. And I have one more doubt, Krishna. See, item status level also, we have a control to set the item attribute properties, right? For the important attributes. Okay? At item status level, I set my purchasable option to no. Wantedly, and the template level purchasable option set to yes. Okay. And when I'm creating an item, initially I created an item with active status and I applied my custom template. So all the attributes, whatever is dependent template is copied. After that, I applied my custom item status.
Okay, understood.
But this purchasable option is still set to S has from the template level, not from the item status. Which will take a precedence.
It should take item status only, because at the time of creating the item, you select one particular template. But after 1 month and after 2 months, what you do, if you don't want to use the item, then you change the status to inactive.
Yeah, correct.
So it has to change, take the item status only. Item status it has to take. Did you try after you change the status from active to inactive or something else? Did you try by saving? You tried by saving it.
It will show the pop-up, right?
Yeah, it will show the pop-up. In that pop-up, you will see purchasable to no.
But after I select the different item status, which I created, it is not showing any pop-up.
Okay, so what you are saying is for the custom status, it is not showing any pop-up.
Any pop-up.
That
correct.
means it is not taking any action. It is not taking,
yeah,
it's not taking any action.
correct.
Maybe it can be a browser problem.
Okay.
Sometimes the pop-up may not come, could be a browser problem also. Try in some other browser. And also if it's not working in some other browser, you try to identify the issue. What you do is you try to change it to the any other statuses which are available already. You try to change it there.
Okay.
And you see the pop-up is coming or not.
Okay. Okay, I'll
But it
try.
should take the item status
Yeah,
only.
correct. It should, because when I try to change it in Act 2, the pop-up is coming. The moment when I select my custom item status, the pop-up is not coming.
Okay.
I'll try, Krishna.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any more doubts, team?
Sir,
No, go ahead.
yeah, sir, while creating the procurement agent, I couldn't see my user there. I assigned that supplier manager, employee, all the rest roles.
This I understood, madam, the problem. So
Hmm.
that in that field you have to search with the last name. Maybe you are searching with the first name of
Yeah,
of the employee.
alone email ID also alone I tried, sir, but I couldn't.
Yeah, okay. So here, I know this issue. When you're searching in the agent field, you search with the last name here.
Okay.
You search with the last name. I know what you are saying. You try to search with the email ID, but you search with the last name here.
Okay.
Okay. When you try to enter the last name, it will automatically pop up the result in the dropdown. Okay. And
Okay,
also the user that you are entering here is a business user, right? Not implementation user.
Yeah, business users.
Okay. Business user means it will come up. Definitely. If you want, you can find out itself. Well, I'm taking questions from the others, you can find out. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Next question, please.
Rahim ji sir.
Rahim.
This configure procurement business function, that option I'm not able to, I mean, it's not coming up there. It's gray out. I have logged in through business user only.
That's a setup, right?
Yeah.
That's a setup. You have to perform the setup from the implementation user, not from the business user. So here also, I'm using two browsers. In one browser here, this is the implementation user. This is the business user. So if you logged in from the business user, it will be grayed out because business user should not have access to the setups.
Okay. So in the
Check it from the implementation user. Yeah. All the settings, like whatever the settings I'm doing it from the business user only. Sorry, implementation user only. Supplier I created from the business user. But supplier related setups I did from the implementation user only. Like supplier numbering sequence, supplier type lookup, all from the implementation user. And today also payment term and freight terms, all from the implementation user only. As of now in the procurement, I used the business user for the supplier creation.
Okay.
Except that rest of all the setups I did from the implementation user only.
Okay. Okay.
Sir, I have one generic doubt. Sir, I have completed till the product management sessions practice, and now inventory part is pending, and now 3 session of the this one procurement. So can I directly start with the procurement?
Yes.
To catch up, and then later one by one
Yes.
I will get the time.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Yesterday also I mentioned about this. Okay, if you are stuck somewhere, okay, stop it there. Just finish your enterprise structure. And just create one sample item, and after that you can immediately start with the procurement.
Okay. Okay.
Inventory is not required for the procurement. Okay.
Okay.
But I want you to practice inventory later whenever you have time.
Sure, sir. I will do that this week only. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I'm able to figure out, sir, implementation user also default I assign to that role user. So I will remove that and again.
Okay, maybe you confused with the implementation user and business.
Yeah, I'm maintaining multiple users, sir. I created just I'm using randomly.
Okay.
So, yeah. I will check that, sir. Thank you.
ఇంకేమైనా డౌట్లు ఉన్నాయా ఎవరికన్నా? ప్రాక్టీస్ లో జనరిక్ కెరియర్ రిలేటెడ్ డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా? ఆల్ గుడ్.
సార్ ఆల్ గుడ్. సార్ మీరు
Yes,
ఎప్పుడైనా మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే ప్లీజ్ నోటిఫై.
మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ యాక్చువల్గా నా సప్లై చైన్ బ్యాచ్ ఒకటి వేస్తే నాకు మినిమం 35 మెంబర్స్ ఉంటారండి. బ్యాచ్ కి 35 to 50 ఉంటారు. సప్లై చైన్ బ్యాచ్ ప్లాన్ చేస్తే డెమోకి మాత్రం ఒక 10 మెంబర్స్ కనెక్ట్ అయ్యారు, కానీ బ్యాచ్ కి మాత్రం 5 కూడా జాయిన్ కాలేదు.
యా
అందుకని
సార్ నేను ఇంకా ఓఎస్ఎఫ్ఎం మీద వర్క్ చేశాను బిఫోర్, సో విప్ ఓఎస్ఎఫ్ఎం.
అందువల్ల మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ బ్యాచ్ అప్పుడు ఆపేయాల్సి వచ్చింది. ఎందుకంటే
Okay.
టైం సేమే అనమాట. ఇక్కడ 50 మందికి చెప్పేది అక్కడ 5 చెప్పాలంటే కమర్షియల్ గా వర్కౌట్ అవుతుంది.
ఓకే.
అందువల్ల
Yeah.
మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ బ్యాచ్ ప్లాన్ చేయట్లేదు.
ఓకే.
సార్ సాయి
సరే చెప్పండి.
సార్ నాకు అంటే 4 years ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఉంది, కానీ అది మెకానికల్ CAD లో ఉంది.
ఓకే.
ఇప్పుడు నేను అది అంటే యూటిలైజ్ చేసుకోవాలని అనుకుంటున్నాను ఆ 4 years అంటే. సో అంటే ఎలాగా అప్రోచ్ ఎలా ఉండాలి ఏంటని చెప్పేసి డౌట్ ఉంది సార్ నాకు.
2 థింగ్స్ ఉన్నాయి సార్. ఎలా అంటే మనం ఎటువంటి సిచ్యువేషన్ అయినా ఫేస్ చేసేటట్టు మనల్ని మౌల్డ్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఓకేనా? దట్ ఈస్ హౌ వీ కెన్ సర్వైవ్ ఇన్ ద కాంపిటేటివ్ వరల్డ్. అందువల్ల ఏంటంటే మనం ఫ్రెషర్ గా జాబ్ వచ్చినా వెళ్ళేటట్టు చూసుకోవాలి. అంటే నీకున్న డొమైన్ ని కన్సిడర్ చేయరు యాక్చువల్గా, ఎందుకంటే ఇది మెకానికల్ కాబట్టి ఆ డొమైన్ ని కన్సిడర్ చేయరు.
అవును
సో
సార్.
నా సజెషన్ అయితే ఏంటంటే అది తీసేసి మొత్తం ఇటు ఆరకిల్ మీద పెట్టాలి. ఒక
అదే
3+, 4+ పెట్టి జాబ్స్ ట్రై చేయాలి. ఓకే. బట్ కానీ దానికి ఏంటంటే డెడికేషన్ కమిట్మెంట్ ఉంటే అయిపోతుంది అది. ఎందుకంటే ఇలాంటి సేమ్ ప్రొఫైల్ ఒకటి ఒక పర్సన్ పూణే నుంచి ఉన్నాడు. అతని పేరు తీయటం నాకు ఇష్టం లేదు. సేమ్ మెకానికల్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్. తను ఇప్పుడు 5+ పెట్టి తన ఓన్ గా జాబ్ కొట్టి ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ చేస్తున్నాడు. ఆస్ట్రేలియా కూడా వెళ్ళాడు ఆన్ సైట్. బట్ కానీ ఏంటంటే టైం పట్టింది అంటే ఇన్ ద సెన్స్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ 1 year పట్టింది. ఎందుకు పట్టిందంటే మధ్యలో డైవర్ట్ అయిపోయింది. వాళ్ళ హౌస్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ ఉందని చెప్పి ఆ హౌస్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ చూసుకుని డైవర్ట్ అయిపోయింది. కంటిన్యూస్ గా ఫోకస్ గా 6 నెలలు ఇచ్చి పెట్టామంటే 4+, 5+ పెట్టి 20 lakhs ప్యాకేజ్ కూడా కొట్టచ్చు.
అంటే మనం చేస్తున్న ప్రాక్టీస్ అంతా సరిపోతుంది కదా సార్?
అది ఒక్కసారి కాదు ప్రాక్టీస్, 20 సార్లు చేయాలి. 20 సార్లు చేయాలి ప్రాక్టీస్. నేను చెప్పిన అన్ని ట్రై చేయాలి. మళ్ళా ఇంటర్వ్యూ క్వశ్చన్ ఆన్సర్స్ బాగా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వాలి ఇంటర్వ్యూ క్వశ్చన్ ఆన్సర్స్ కూడా. మళ్ళీ అట్ ది సేమ్ టైం నీకు నువ్వే ఆ క్వశ్చన్ వేసుకోవాలి, నీకు నువ్వే ఆన్సర్ ఇచ్చుకోవాలి. అంటే వాట్ ఈజ్ ఐటమ్ అని అడిగితే నువ్వేం ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తావు, వాట్ ఈజ్ ఇన్వెంటరీ ఆర్ వాట్ ఈజ్ మెన్ బై సబ్ ఇన్వెంటరీ అంటే నువ్వేం ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తావు అని బ్రెయిన్ లో ఉంటుంది. బట్ నువ్వు సెంటెన్స్ ఫార్మేట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఆ ఫార్మేషన్ అనేది పోద్ది. ఒక బుక్ తీసుకొని దాంట్లో రాసుకోవాలి ప్రతి ఒక్కటి. ఈ క్వశ్చన్ అడిగితే నేను ఏం ఆన్సర్ ఇవ్వాలి, ఇది పర్ఫెక్ట్ ఆన్సర్. అది ఒకసారి చూసుకొని నువ్వు అది రోజు ప్రిపేర్ అవుతూ ఉండాలి. నీకు నువ్వు బై హార్ట్ చేసుకుంటా ఉండాలి ఆన్సర్స్. సో దట్ ఇంటర్వ్యూలో ఎవరైనా క్వశ్చన్ అడిగినప్పుడు ఆన్సర్ నీ బ్రెయిన్ లో ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి స్ట్రైట్ ఫార్వర్డ్ ఆన్సర్ ఇస్తావు. అదే నువ్వు ఫ్రేమ్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఏమైంది, టైం బట్టి ఆ ఫ్రేమింగ్ లో కొన్నిసార్లు పోద్ది మీనింగ్.
సరే సార్.
కానీ నేను చెప్పినట్టు చదివితే 8+ కూడా మీరు పెట్టగలరు. నేను చెప్పినట్టు చదివి నేను చెప్పింది ఫాలో అయితే 8+ కూడా పెట్టగలరు. ఇప్పుడు ఎలా అంటే ఐటమ్ పీడిఐ ఫినిష్ చేసావా సైన్?
నాకు నా ఎక్సెల్ పాతది సార్, ఓపెన్ అవ్వట్లేదు. అది 2007 ఎక్సెల్. అది ట్రై చేస్తాను.
అది వేరు ఇది వేరు. ఐటమ్ నువ్వు చెప్పేది ఏడిఎఫ్డిఐ. ఎఫ్బిడిఐ నువ్వు ట్రై చేయొచ్చు. ఐటమ్ ఎఫ్బిడిఐ నువ్వు ట్రై చేయొచ్చు. ఏడిఎఫ్డిఐలో నీకు ఇష్యూ వచ్చింది. అంటే మన అప్లికేషన్ ఎక్సెల్ కనెక్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఓల్డ్ ఎంఎస్ ఆఫీస్ వల్ల ఆ ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చింది. కానీ ఐటమ్ ఎఫ్బిడిఐకి రాదు. ఐటమ్ ఎఫ్బిడిఐ నువ్వు ట్రై చేయొచ్చు. అది
ఓకే
ట్రై
సార్,
చేసావా
చేస్తాను.
చేయలేదు అలాంటివన్నీ ట్రై చేయాలన్నమాట. మొత్తం అన్ని ట్రై చేయాలి, చాలా ఎక్కువ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి. కానీ ఏంటంటే ఒకసారి ఒక 6 నెలలు టైం పెట్టుకుంటే కెరీర్ సెటిల్ అయిపోతుంది. అది ఇంక మళ్ళా ఏంటి నా జీవితం, నా కెరీర్ ఏంటని ఆలోచించేది ఉండదు. ఒక 6 నెలలు టైం పెట్టుకొని కష్టపడితే అన్నీ ఆటోమేటిక్గా అయ్యే వస్తాయి. సబ్జెక్ట్ వచ్చింది, సబ్జెక్ట్తో పాటు మంచి జాబ్ వచ్చింది, తర్వాత పెళ్లి చేసుకుంటే ఇంకా మంచి కారు కొనుక్కోవచ్చు, ఇల్లు కొనుక్కోవచ్చు, వాళ్ళని బాగా చూసుకోవచ్చు, ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్
అంటే
చేసుకోవచ్చు, సేవింగ్లు చేసుకోవచ్చు. అలా అన్ని వరుసగా ఫాలో అవుతాయి. అది
అంటే కరెంట్ జాబ్ కూడా రిజైన్ చేస్తాను సార్. నోటీస్ పీరియడ్ లో ఉన్నాను.
ఓకే.
ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అయిపోయింది. వాళ్ళు వేరే ప్రాజెక్ట్ కి వెళ్ళమని ఫోర్స్ చేస్తున్నారు.
ఓకే.
సో అందుకోసం
ఓకే. సో కొంచెం సేవ్ చేసుకునే అమౌంట్ ఉంటే అది పెట్టుకొని ఒక 6 నెలలు కూర్చోండి.
పెట్టుకున్నాను సార్.
కూర్చొని ఒక 6 నెలలు దీని మీద కూర్చొని బాగా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి.
సార్ ఈ గ్యాప్ ఏం పర్లేదు కదా సార్? ఒకవేళ 6 నెలల గ్యాప్ వచ్చి
మొత్తం నువ్వు తీసేసి పెడతావు కదా, నువ్వు గ్యాప్ అంటే ఇంక నువ్వు మొత్తం తీసేస్తావు. నీ ఎక్కడ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ తర్వాత 4+ పెట్టేస్తావు దీని మీద. అది స్టిల్ వర్కింగ్ అన్నది పెట్టి, నాకు
సరే
తెలిసిన వేరే కంపెనీస్ ఉన్నాయి, వాళ్ళు అన్ని డాక్యుమెంట్లు అన్నీ ఇస్తారు. వాళ్ళు ఆ కంపెనీలో వర్క్ చేస్తున్నట్టు పెట్టుకోవడం అంటే 4 years నుంచి స్టిల్ వర్కింగ్ అన్నట్టు అదే కంపెనీలో. మరి జాబ్
ఓకే.
వచ్చినాక వాళ్ళు డాక్యుమెంట్లు ఇస్తారు, ఈ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ రిలీవింగ్లో అవన్నీ వాళ్ళు ఇస్తారు.
సరే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
కానీ డెడికేషన్, కమిట్మెంట్ ఉండాలి.
సరే సార్.
మేమంతా కూడా అలా జాబులు కొట్టినాము. మాకు కూడా పీజీ అయిపోయినాక ఫ్రెషర్గా జాబులు లేవు. ఫ్రెషర్గా జాబులు లేకపోతే తీసి పీజీ పక్కన పడేసి డిగ్రీ మీద 4 పెట్టి జాబ్ కొట్టిన వాళ్ళం. కాకపోతే ఏంటంటే అది ఎలా అంటే అదొక చిన్న తపస్సు అన్నట్టు. ఒక 6 నెలలు బయటకు వెళ్ళకుండా, అవన్నీ కలవకుండా, మనకి మనమే ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకుంటూ, ఇంటర్వ్యూలు అటెండ్ అవుతూ, మనకి మనమే క్వశ్చన్లు వేసుకుంటూ. అప్పుడు కమ్యూనికేషన్ స్కిల్స్ కూడా తక్కువ ఉండేవి నాకు నేనే ఇంగ్లీష్లో మాట్లాడుకుంటూ, ఎక్కువ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఛానల్స్ చూస్తూ, అలాగా నాకు నేను ఏ స్టేజ్ నుంచో ఏ స్టేజ్కి కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకున్నాను.
అర్థమైంది సార్. ఫుల్ డెడికేషన్గా ఉంటేనే అవుతుంది.
ఒక్కసారి అంటే ఒక 6 నెలలు, ఒక 1 year కష్టపడితే ఏంటంటే ఇంకా తర్వాత అది ఆ ఫ్లోలో వెళ్ళిపోతూ ఉంటాం అంతే.
ఓకే సార్.
సార్ ఈ కోర్స్ అయిపోయాక ఇన్ కేస్ మన సబ్జెక్ట్ అంతా డెవలప్ ఏదైనా ఫ్రీలాన్సింగ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ ఏమైనా మనకు అలా అవైలబిలిటీ
చేయలేరు
ఉంటుందా?
మేడం, ఫ్రీలాన్సింగ్ ఇప్పుడు వెంటనే మీరు చేయలేరు. ఓకే. ఎందుకంటే మీరు ఫ్రీలాన్సింగ్ అంటే ఏంటంటే వాడు ఇమీడియట్గా day 1 నుంచి వర్క్ ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేసేస్తారు. మీరు ఎలా ఏంటంటే ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్లో ఉంటే చేసుకుంటూ ఉండగలుగుతారు. ఫ్రీలాన్సింగ్ అంటే ఎక్కువ ఇండివిజువల్ కాంట్రిబ్యూటర్స్ ఉంటాయి. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం మీరు ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ కంపెనీలో చేయకుండా ఫ్రీలాన్స్ చేయాలంటే అవ్వదు. అది ప్యానిక్ అయిపోతారు అన్నమాట.
అంటే నాకు మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఉంది సార్ బిఫోర్ ఒక 5 years, కానీ గ్యాప్ వచ్చింది బాగా. సో నేను ఇక్కడ SCM పెట్టి ట్రై చేయడానికి యూఎస్లో. సో ఫస్ట్ దానికంటే కాన్ఫిడెంట్గా వర్క్ చేసుకుందాం మిడిల్లో అని ట్రై.
అంటే ఇట్లా మీలాంటి వాళ్ళకి ఆపర్చునిటీ ఇవ్వడానికి కూడా అటువైపు భయపడుతూ ఉంటారండి. ఎందుకంటే మీరు హ్యాండిల్ చేయగలరా లేదా. మీకు ఇచ్చినాక మీరు హ్యాండిల్ చేయలేకపోతే మీరు ఈజీగా హెడ్సప్ అంటారు. 2 రోజులకి నా వల్ల కాదు, నేను చేయలేను అంటారు. కంపెనీ ఆ రిస్క్ తీసుకునే ఓపిక వాళ్ళకి ఉండదు అనమాట. అందువల్ల ఏంటంటే కొంచెం నాలెడ్జ్ తక్కువ వాళ్ళకి ఫ్రీలాన్సింగ్ అనేది రియల్ టైం చేసిన వాళ్ళకి ఫ్రీలాన్సింగ్ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ ఉంటాయి. ఎందుకంటే నాకే ఆ కేసు ఫేస్ అయ్యింది. ఒక 9th batch స్టూడెంట్ ఉన్నాడు. తను ఒక 10 years వేరే టెక్నాలజీస్ మిస్ చేశాడు. మంచి కమ్యూనికేషన్ స్కిల్స్ ఉంది, సబ్జెక్ట్ బాగా ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యింది. సరే నేను తనకు ఫ్రీలాన్సింగ్ ఇప్పించాను. 1 వారం రోజులకే నా వల్ల కాదు సార్, నేను చేయను. ఎంతో తెలుసు శాలరీ ఇండియన్ కరెన్సీలో 1,50,000. ఖాళీగా ఉన్నాడు, కమ్యూనికేషన్ బాగుంది, సబ్జెక్ట్ కూడా మంచిగా నేర్చుకున్నాడు కదా అని నేను ఆపర్చునిటీ ఇప్పిస్తే 1 week నా వల్ల కాదు అన్నాడు. దానివల్ల నాకు చాలా ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఫేస్ అయ్యాను. ఏం ఫేస్ అయ్యాను, క్లయింట్కి దాన్ని ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తాం, అన్ని క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ వచ్చేసినాయి. 1 week మళ్ళీ క్లయింట్కి ఇంకో క్యాండిడేట్ చేంజ్ అంటే ఆ 1 week క్లయింట్ ఇచ్చిన మన కేటీ మొత్తం వేస్ట్ కదా. వాడిని కన్విన్స్ చేసుకోలేక క్లయింట్ కన్విన్స్ చేసుకోలేక సచ్చాను. ఆ తర్వాత ఇంకొక క్యాండిడేట్ ఉన్నాడు. ఇప్పుడు తను కూడా గ్రూప్లో మీకు రెస్పాండ్ అవుతూ ఉంటాడు, హరీష్ కుర్రా అని. ఐ థింక్ తను 30-50 batch, మంచి స్టూడెంట్. తనకి ఇచ్చే అసైన్మెంట్ తను చేసుకుంటున్నాడు.
ఓకే. అండ్ ఇప్పుడు
అందువల్ల
ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ కి
అందువల్ల
కన్వర్ట్
మేము కూడా రిస్క్ తీసుకునే ప్లేస్కి వెళ్ళాము.
ఎస్ సార్. అంటే ఇక్కడేమో ఎక్కువ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అడుగుతున్నారు సార్. అంటే నాకు మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ సరిపోతుంది కానీ నేను చేంజ్ అవుదాం అనుకుంటున్నాను ఎక్కువ.
అక్కడ మినిమం 8 అడుగుతారు కదా యూఎస్ లో.
ఎక్కువ
కానీ
కానీ
ఏం
ఎక్కువ ఆన్
కాదండి.
సైట్ అడుగుతున్నారు సార్.
ఏం కాదండి, మీకు మిమ్మల్ని ఫిల్టర్ చేసి వస్తుంటారు. అమ్మో 8 అడిగితే నా పరిస్థితి, అమ్మో అక్కడికి రమ్మంటే నా పరిస్థితి, ఇది చేయమంటే నా ఏం కాదు, దూకండి. అది కాకపోతే ఇంకోటి, అది కాకపోతే ఇంకోటి, అంతే. మిమ్మల్ని మీరు ఎప్పుడు ఫిల్టర్ చేసుకోవద్దు.
Yeah.
మనం ఇంటర్వ్యూస్కి అటెండ్ అయ్యేటప్పుడు కూడా ఎలా ఆలోచిస్తామంటే, మీకు ఇన్వెంటరీ, ఓఎం, పిఓ ఉంది, 3 మోడల్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఓఎం సరిగా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వలేదు. ఓఎం సరిగా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వలేదని ఇంటర్వ్యూకి అటెండ్ కాదు వాడు. ఓఎం ప్రిపేర్ అయినా అటెండ్ అవుతాడు. ఏమో ఇన్వెంటరీ పిఓ అని అడుగుతాడేమో వాడు, అటెండ్ అవ్వచ్చు. ఇన్వెంటరీ నుంచి పిఓ
Yeah.
నుంచి కొన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్ మీకు తెలుస్తాయి కదా. ఓఎం నుంచి అడిగాడంటే ఓకే వదిలేసి అడగని, నీకు ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ వచ్చింది కదా.
Yes.
ఆ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ని ఫీల్ అవ్వాలి, ట్రై అయితే చేయాలి. మనల్ని ఫిల్టర్ చేసుకొని బ్యాక్ స్టెప్ చేసుకొని కూర్చోవద్దు. వాళ్ళు ఏం
Yeah.
అడిగినా ఓకే అని ముందుకు వెళ్ళండి, ఏం కాదు.
ఎక్కువ అంటే వేర్ హౌస్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ అను ఎస్సిఎం ఫైనాన్స్ కి కాల్స్ ఎక్కువ వస్తున్నాయి సార్ ఇక్కడ.
అవును, సప్లై చైన్, హెచ్ఎంకి కూడా కాల్స్ బాగా ఉన్నాయని విన్నాను. నిన్న వేరే ఒకళ్ళు కాల్ చేశారు, అక్కడ కంపెనీ ఉన్నాడు, అక్కడ అంటా ఉన్నాడు అనమాట. వాళ్ళ చాలా కాల్స్ ఉన్నాయి సప్లై చైన్కి, హెచ్ఎంకి అక్కడ.
ఎక్కువ అంటే నాకు వేర్ హౌస్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ కూడా చేశాను సార్ కొన్ని, అంటే దాంట్లో నాకు టచ్ ఉంది. సో
Okay.
ఎవ్రీడే 1 కాల్ వస్తుంది సార్ దానికి. ఇక్కడ బాగుంది డిమాండ్. బట్ నాకు అదే ఎస్సిఎం సైడ్ ఇప్పుడు సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుని వెళ్తున్నాను.
మీరు సబ్జెక్ట్ బాగా ప్రిపేర్ అయినాక యూఎస్ లో కంపెనీ ఉందన్నాను కదా, తన నెంబర్ ఇస్తాను మీకు, తన యూస్ఫుల్ అవుతుందేమో చూడండి. సబ్జెక్ట్ అయితే బాగా ప్రిపేర్
ఓకే
అవ్వండి,
సార్.
ఎందుకంటే
ఎస్ సార్.
మళ్ళీ నేను రిఫరెన్స్ ఇచ్చినాక అమ్మాయికి ఏం రాదు అట్లాంటి వాళ్ళు ఇంకోసారి నాకు పంపిపోతాను అనే మాట నాకు వద్దు.
షూర్ సార్. లేదు సార్, కంప్లీట్ గా మొత్తం మీరు క్వశ్చన్ అడిగినప్పుడు మేము చెప్పే ఆ స్టేజ్ లో ఉన్నప్పుడే మీరు ఇవ్వండి, ఫుల్ హ్యాండ్స్ ఆన్ చేశాక.
ఓకే.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
ఓకే టీమ్, సీ యూ టుమారో దెన్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.